And then the dance floor, I'm the one that gets it started. So if it's awkward and they're starting to play the electric slide
Oh,
or what.
cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to another episode of Almost Rich, Almost Famous, Almost Daily.
I'm fully recovered. It's Monday. Wedding season is back in full swing, and I love that more than anything. I was not Rev Bridge this time, but I did get to be a guest. I have to say, I might have been life of the party.
You love
Self-proclaimed.
you love a good wedding.
Oh, it's like my favorite thing. When I get a wedding invitation in the mail, I'm like, yes. People complain around this age, you're invited to so many. People are like, God, I have a wedding every month. I'm like, awesome. Can't wait.
What is it about weddings that you like? Like what? Because I can't figure it out. I am the complete opposite. What is it about weddings that you love so much?
Everything about it.
Ew.
Now like ceremonies are cool because I can marry people. So I'm like, I'm fine with that.
Right.
Then you go to the reception. You have a little cocktail hour, open bar, drink whatever you want. You've got waitresses and waiters walking around with little hors d'oeuvres. I'm like, great, let me take some of that. I get to dress up. You sit down for dinner, you get an amazing free meal. And then again, open bar all night, and then the dance floor. It's literally my dream scenario. I don't understand what you can't like about it.
All of those things are like, in theory, it sounds amazing, but I hate every part of a wedding.
Like what? What
Always
parts?
have. I don't know what it is. I don't like having to go to a ceremony, and I feel like I'm a jerk if I don't show up to the ceremony, but I never actually want to go, especially a Catholic wedding. No one wants to go to a Catholic, and I'm Catholic. You're Catholic.
Me too.
I get it. I get it.
So
Just
long.
no one wants to do it. No one wants to sit through it. That's the first part. The second part is I hate small talk. I hate going into a room where there's a bunch of people I know, may not know, having to create small talk. No one cares. If we cared, we would have talked to each other before this wedding when we haven't seen each other ever, or at least in like 10 years. Hate small talk. Third, an open bar. Sounds great in theory, but you can never have what you actually want. I want a Hendrix and soda. There's never Hendrix. No one ever has Hendrix. I fucking hate it. I want to take a shot. I'm a little uncomfortable. This is an uncomfortable situation. I have to make a speech. I want a shot. Nope, not allowed to have shots. They've already told us no shots.
Okay, what about the dance floor?
Well, let me keep going. Let me address everything you said.
Yeah.
Okay, so food. It's never what I want to eat. I always have to pick the weird vegetarian option because everything else is meat. And it's a weird pasta. So I'm wearing a tight dress and then I have to eat pasta. It's obscene. I hate that part. And lastly, the dance floor. It's so forced for me. Like, okay, now come out here because it's awkward because no one wants to get out and dance. And like grandma and grandpa are out here. They're 100 years old. They're like doing this weird dance move. You have to do like the We Are Family situation, the wedding music. Oh my God, don't even get me started on wedding music.
Betsy, I feel like this should be a comedy act.
But it's also true. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know. Like all of that is so true. I guess I just look at the silver lining in it all. I'm like, okay, great. You don't have Tito's, but it's fine. I'll take whatever vodka you got. Oh, we're not allowed to do shots. Okay, great. Can I just get Jameson on the rocks? Then I go and I take it all in one shot. So like I just kind of figure out all those things. Small talk, I don't mind that stuff. Like it was first instance, this wedding that I was at, I didn't know a lot of people. I actually knew personally 4 people that were there. By the end of it though, I left with a whole lot of new friends. So I don't mind the small talk. And usually it happens at the bar. And this wedding, we were allowed to do shots, so it made it much better and easier.
Yes.
But then like the food top notch. I have been to weddings where the food isn't great, but I'm like, well, it's free, it's fine. When you look back, it's actually not free because you're like giving them like you're spending a lot of money on a gift or a bridesmaid dress because typically I'm like in the wedding. This one I was not, so I loved it. And then the dance floor, I'm the one that gets it started. So if it's awkward and they're starting to play the electric slide or what, or the cha-cha slide and no one's out there, I'm like, you know what? I don't even care if everyone knows me here or no one knows me here. I'll start it. And then I just force people to come out and then the party started.
How are we friends?
I don't know. Well, I just thought about it. we've never been to the same wedding before. Like we've never experienced a wedding together. So I wonder how it would be if I would like bring out a whole new side of you, or you'd be
No.
negative the whole time, and I'd be like, man, you're right. This isn't that fun.
No, I'm not negative. I just don't like, I like what I like and I want what I want. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to, like, I am so, like, that is so true about you. Everything you just said. Like, you're like more of a go with the flow. You're like, great. You don't have Tito's. I'll take Smirnoff, whatever people have. I am not. I'm so specific about everything. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, like I can drink Bombay, but I kind of hate it. Like,
Yeah.
like I'll drink it, but like this isn't fun for me. And now I'm also spending my time on a Friday or Saturday night, which really infuriates me. I don't
Oh,
know why. I just don't like weddings. And that's not to say I haven't had fun at weddings. I've had a lot of friends get married. I've had a lot of fun, but it's just not my thing.
and what you just said about the Friday, Saturday thing, me, when I get an invitation in the mail, I'm like, oh, this is going to be the best weekend ever. What else would I be doing on a Saturday? Probably just like drinking wine with you, which is fun, but we can do that any night of the week. Now I get to get dressed up. I get to go drink and
No.
eat and dance the night away. Like, I love dancing so much. I'm telling you, this past wedding, because, this past year has kind of sucked and we
Yeah.
haven't been to a lot of weddings, it was like a liberating. I was there and like the whole time I was just like, God, it feels good to be back.
My God, we're so different. I'm so curious to know if people are more like you or if they're like me. I would probably say people are more like you and love weddings, but I would actually love to get feedback because I think it's an interesting question. I feel like you either love weddings or hate them.
Right. Like I'm just gonna give one more example. So the one girl that I do know there is one of my very good friends, Megan. Her and her husband, Dom, they are coming back to Canton because they live like 3.5 hours south. They're coming back to Canton this summer for his sister's wedding. And they were joking around, like, yeah, Bridge, we'll have to figure out some way that you can crash it. And I'm like, I don't know if you're joking or not, but for real, if someone needs a date, I will gladly come. Again, they laughed it off. We're texting the next day. I'm like, so Dom, you have that task of like somehow getting me into your sister's wedding. Like I go out of my way to go to weddings to people I don't even know.
It's so bizarre.
All right, well, we'll put up a poll on our story. Are you a wedding person like me or not into it like Betsy? You can also put some comments in here on Instagram or on YouTube as well. I'm very curious.
I am too. I would say people are more like you, but we'll find out. So let
Okay.
us know. We will be back later this week with another episode of Almost Rich, Almost Famous. We're going to keep the pods going. So give us your thoughts and stay tuned.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.